VR and moon trees. It sounds like a new wave band from the 80s. Hi everyone, I'm Jacob, I'm the Cowhat Librarian, and I've got a really good new graphic novel to talk about tonight. It is Lo and Behold by the very talented Wendy and illustrated by Gabi Mendez. As the story starts, Addie lives with her dad. He's a technologist who works on virtual reality, and he and Addie are going to be moving and living on campus at a university for the summer, while he works with a team to develop all sorts of new virtual reality apps and experiences. And Addie's not sure about this. She doesn't want to leave her home. She doesn't want to move to this tiny cramped space. She won't know anyone there. And the only saving grace is that the campus was the location where a moon tree was planted. Now, Addie is obsessed with the moon trees, these seeds that they sent up on Apollo 14 that orbited the moon, returned to Earth, and then were planted in different areas. And she's looking forward to seeing the moon tree on campus. But other than that, she doesn't care about this trip. Part of it is because her past is weighing her down. She and her mom and her dad loved each other very much and had all sorts of fun together until her mom got hurt and her mom's health declined. And now it's just Addie and her dad. So she's not in the best mindset heading there, but when they get settled in and she overcomes her dad's insistence that he cook terribly for them, Addie starts exploring the VR experiences produced by her dad's crew. And there are some neat stuff, neat experiences, really cool video games, and other things that let Addie transcend what she's doing in her real life. She also meets Mateo, who lives on campus with his family, and she hears about his brother, and the two of them become friends. They try these different VR things together, including empathy programs that help you see a thing from another person's view and see how it feels to help build up your sense of empathy. And they become friends, and as the summer goes on, they try more and more VR stuff and have a few misunderstandings and miscommunications between them. It was really, really good. Mas and Mendez did a great job on this story. Addie is likable and real. Every interaction she has is shaped by her past and the lingering issues related to her mom's declining health. Her relationship with her dad is fantastic and nuanced. She loves him, she resents him for going there. She's proud of the crew he's assembled and the work they're doing and how important this VR stuff could be in the future. And her relationship with Mateo is really, really good too, where he's showing her around, but they both have some secrets they don't really want to talk about. It was really, really well done. Addie's relationship with Mateo sort of reminded me of Sunny's relationship in Sunny Side Up when she's spending the summer in her grandfather's retirement community, where they both meet a boy who has interests that they get into together, and they have a few miscommunications, but basically they become friends and help each other out through this time. It was well written. I liked it. Mendez's art is colorful and clear, nothing too overwhelming to look at. It's all very, very straightforward to read through and page through. The characters are distinct and it's very easy to see what they're thinking of. And I liked it. I recommend it. If you like the Sunny series by Jennifer and Matthew Holm, I think you'd get a lot out of this. Now, with that said, it wasn't perfect. There are spoilers ahead because I have to talk about the deal breaker. The deal breaker is simply this. Mas clearly is a big, big fan of virtual reality and its promise for the future. And that's fine. But she seems to have taken it a few steps beyond. the amount of exuberance Addie shows for this and how much time she spends in the VR world instead of her real world concerned me as a parent. It made me think a little bit about the cautionary tale told in The Unincorporated Man, that everyone had to go through this VR sequence before they were allowed to use VR on their own, because they had found that people became addicted to it and wanted to avoid the outside world and would just stay in there forgetting to eat or do other things necessary for life. And I don't know, some of the stuff made me think Addie was treading pretty hard in that direction midway through the book. And that concerned me some. The other thing was that Addie and Mateo come up with this idea that they can use the virtual reality headsets and the experiences developed by Addie's dad's team in hospitals to help kids while they're recovering from medical procedures or going in for them. And that's not a bad idea. They've done experiments, as far as I know, showing that things like video games, interactive media, can reduce the amount of pain medication needed by patients because it takes their minds off things. And that's been done in hospitals. They've had Nintendo stations and the like at hospitals for years and years for that purpose. So VR might be more immersive than conventional game experiences, provided the stories and interactive elements are up to snuff. But is the increase over that on a 2D screen as dramatic as mass would seem to imply? I don't know. And the depictions in this book show the children with motion controllers on each of their hands. And for a lot of medical procedures, you have to sit still. What's more likely, that a child holding a conventional gamepad will sit still while they're having their blood drawn or having chemotherapy, or one with two VR motion controllers who can't see what they're doing and are trying to interact with a virtual experience? I have a hard time believing that they would be keeping themselves under control and not tearing out the needles and IVs that are needed to do their work. It boggled my mind that VR would be depicted in that way, that something that involves motion would be good for kids to do while they're receiving medical procedures. It seems very, very silly to me, and I feel like they could have covered that and had even one panel with Addie and Mateo saying, well, yeah, it's too bad we can't let them use the motion controls. Yeah, they have to stay still while they're having the procedure done. And that would have covered it. But they didn't put anything like that in. They left it at, hey, they have motion controllers and that's going to magically be a good fit with drawing blood. I'm sorry, it seems really, really obvious to me that it wouldn't be a good match, and it was kind of frustrating reading that part as a result. If VR is more immersive and can keep people's minds off medical procedures better than just traditional 2D video games, then yeah, I agree it's something we should explore, but not with motion controllers. Still, I liked it, I recommend it, and if these two collaborate on another graphic novel, I'm sure I'll read it. Go borrow it from your local public library. And while I'm on that subject, if you use and appreciate the services offered by your local public library, why not take just 1 minute and tell the powers that be exactly that? Tell your mayor, tell a council member, tell your MP or MLA that you use and appreciate the services offered by your public library. We're at a time where many public libraries are having trouble finding sustainable funding to improve their materials, programs, and services. And a few good words in the right ear might make a world of difference. If by some chance you're a library staff member, don't forget, watching my videos counts as professional development time. With that, thank you for listening to me meander about VR and its depiction in graphic novels. By all means, please like, please subscribe, and please check back to see what else I have to talk about from the Cow Hat Library. Thank you. Bye now.